Next we have Harsha Walia, who's with No One is Illegal Vancouver.
Thank you. I'd like to start by acknowledging the Mississauga First Nations whose land we're on here today. And as Art and Mel talked about, there was a massive Indigenous rights action that happened earlier today. And so No One is Illegal, as an immigrant rights, a migrant justice group, expresses our solidarity with struggles for Indigenous self-determination. And really to understand that, it's been interesting to watch all the media coverage around the G20. It's focused a lot around protest and protesters and tactics and what's going to happen. And within that, it seems like a lot of the issues that affect people on a daily basis is absolutely missing from all of the media coverage around the G20 protests and this convergence. And so I'd like to emphasize why we're here today. So we're here today because our communities and our people and in the city every day experience the absolute hypocrisy of the G20 policies. So as previous speakers have mentioned, they meet, they jet set around town, they spend billions of dollars to fortify themselves within what is right now Fortress Toronto, basically in order to expedite the exploitation of people at a greater and greater pace. So there's nothing to me that's more hypocritical, for example, than Stephen Harper talking about corporate sustainability for the environment and talking about how Canada is going to increase and put more money into environmental sustainability when this country has the tar sands in its backyard, where on a daily basis Indigenous people suffer from the impacts of one of the most extractive industries on the planet right now. For immigrant communities, these fences, these borders represents the fact that on a daily basis, non-status people who live without full immigration status, without legal status, are exploited every day by the very same corporations and the very same bosses that are being represented through the business elite and the corporate elite and the political elite of the G20. The people who are cleaning these buildings all around here have absolutely no stake in the policies of the G20. So the reason that we're here today is to show that there is a grassroots, there is absolutely a community resistance that is defiant, that is going to confront this fence, because this fence does not only represent the militarization of Toronto and the city, but it's something that represents the ways in which people are divided on a daily basis, in which some people are exploited at a greater pace for the benefit of others. So as No One is Illegal, we're absolutely challenging the legitimacy of this fence and the legitimacy of the Canadian border every single day. So after the G20 is gone, we're going to continue to take action against the security apparatus that finds itself in Toronto, in Vancouver, in Montreal, in every major urban city that is finding itself fortified with CCTV cameras, armed police officers, goons on every single street corner telling people that they don't have a right to take to the streets and they don't have a right to challenge the policies of the G20. So I'd encourage you to absolutely come and learn from people what the issues actually are and why people are resisting the G20. Thank you.